Throughout football history, wise men have congregated to bring you the best stats, predictions, and analysis of the game. These are not those men. 3 derelict Oakland Raiders fans expelled from clown school for shaping inappropriate balloon animals at children's birthday parties and borrowing the school clown car to attend a Murphy's Law gig in Brooklyn. With no ambitions outside of rodeo barrel racing and the Shiner Circus, they made their way to the rolling hills of northwestern New Jersey and established a home at the Irish Cottage Inn. Surrounded by Jets and Giants fans, they called in reinforcements and established a circus sideshow of their own, known as the New Jersey chapter of the Black Hole. Join the party each week on the Fan Club Blitz, a wild ride into the world of die-hard football team fan clubs from across the globe with your hosts, Splatterhead, Fitz, and Tom, Clown School Rejects.
All right, welcome to episode number 13, our lucky number. This is
that many already?
Splatterhead.
I was going to say,
it's been 13.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 13 episodes. So what are we going to do tonight? We got an interview with the president of the NorCal Seahawkers, which is the cool name that they came up with for their fan club, which is you'll hear the interview, but it's an international fan club, and he does point out, obviously not as big as Raider Nation, but
They got some representation, across the world.
they do. Mexico, France.
Yeah.
Do they really want to tell people that, though?
Hey, we probably have some representation in France as well.
I won't acknowledge that.
And also in the UK, and he's going to talk about the events. But so we've got that interview coming up. We've got we'll talk about the bye week that the Raiders had over the weekend that only they knew was going to be a bye week apparently.
Yeah. I wish I would told Chris Potts that. God.
Yeah, and we'll do our usual thing. So. Anyway, I want to just kind of talk about the opening to this season and give some of my takes. It's I'm not. There's been some good moments and then obviously some really bad ones, some real kind of slow stuff going on. But there's a whole different cast of characters out there. I look at some of these people, and I'm like, who is that guy? Like, I'm having a hard time even figuring out who some of these folks are. They've done so much shifting around, and I don't know, man. I mean, I look and we've had some good moments over the last few years, but last year it started to really tank for me. And but I'm faithful, so I hang on and I keep watching. And I'm loyal, know. And when I find something that I love, I stick with it. And even and here we are in this season, and it's it's still early. It's still early, so it's not a good start.
No. Losing is never a good start, but
no,
it is what it is.
No, and. But I go back to last season, and I'm thinking, I don't know why Rick didn't just kill Negan at the end of last season.
I was saying that all day Sunday.
And then here we are this season, and I guess he's living in a cage somewhere, and they don't even show the guy, and then there's all these characters running around, like I said, that I don't even know who the hell they are, what's going on.
But you can't figure these things out.
No.
It's a rebuilding season.
Yeah. That's what they say. And the main guy, I guess, is leaving. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
I just hope Rick Grimes dies.
I mean, otherwise, what's he going to do? Just ride off?
Yeah, he's going to go join Morgan in freaking Texas.
No, I think Morgan's coming back.
I think Morgan's coming back, too, with all of those Texas freaks.
Coming back with these people. They're going to get rid of that show.
Yeah.
And get rid of Rick. And anyway, that's my take on the beginning of the season.
Well, hey.
I mean, the Raiders had a bye week.
That's
so
your opinion, and you have every right to have that.
I would talk about the Raiders, but apparently they didn't show up Sunday.
No, they didn't.
No.
You know,
So,
I mean, partially, listen, you know, I don't know. To me, it's rebuilding. I've been saying it since preseason that my expectations this year were 7-9, 8-8 at best.
you think
At
we're going to
best.
get there?
No, but that's why I said at best. But that I don't have the high expectations. I mean, Chucky's he's feeling his way with this team. You know, he made some moves with the offensive line. You know, Miller, who everybody was going crazy about when they drafted, he's turned out to be, you know, minus last week playing with a tear in his knee, which is
Well, you know, but when he looks to his left and he's missing,
yeah,
you know,
no,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
But he's a stud. I mean, would you draft?
And now we got another rookie on the line, Parker. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
But when you draft an O-lineman, and everybody's going crazy, but when that O-lineman replaces a Pro Bowl lineman and makes him move to the other side of the line, that's legit, and he's a legit player. And, you know, for people out there that never played the game, the only other position, and this is even up for debate, that's harder to play with a torn knee than offensive line, maybe running back. But that's up for debate because, you know, you're not blocking a 300-pound animal constantly that you need your knees.
yeah,
So-
multiple 300-pound animals half
exactly.
the time,
So,
you know?
You know, it was a tough week, but I mean, it's a rebuilding, and I'm good with it. And you know, is Carr making some mistakes? Yeah, he's making some bad throws. I mean, there's also some bad routes being run. Guys not running their proper routes that, you know, makes Carr look bad too.
Well, how much of this is you got a bunch of guys on a team that are learning a brand new,
System.
incredibly complex
Yeah,
offense?
absolutely.
Going back to the Cleveland game, I don't see the offense being a problem. You know, even, Carr throwing picks, whatever. I don't see that as a problem because, as you can see in the Cleveland game, he can overcome that, you know.
Right.
The problem is we started out in the Rams game with the dink and dunk crap. We got killed.
Agree.
Carr started kind of airing it out, against the Broncos. Aired it out more against the Dolphins. Really aired it out against the Browns. And then last week, dink and dunk, and we get killed.
Right.
Yeah.
The Raiders have never been a dink and dunk football team.
No,
you know?
we left that to the 49ers.
Yeah,
Gross.
I mean, Al wanted buy and fly, baby. That's what Al wanted. They didn't call LaMonica the Mad Bomber for nothing.
Right.
He didn't earn that nickname for throwing 5-yard screens. 4 yards short of the first down. It's third and goal or it's first and goal or whatever, second and goal, and you're throwing the ball to the 6. No, it's and goal.
Right.
You should be throwing the ball to the goal line, not 6 yards short.
Right. We're not trying to get a first down.
Yeah.
Right.
It's score or go home. So throwing the ball to the 6, it's not third and to the 6. It's third and goal.
Right.
And we have the receivers. Carr needs to air this crap out. Johnny's got to see that. He's got to. He's best when he's a gunslinger.
Right.
That's the way it is.
Well, we'll find out if he's seeing it this weekend because if the game plan, because like you said, yeah, he aired it out against Denver, he aired it out against Miami, and you know what? Combined against those two games, like we said, one play each game, we win both games.
Yeah.
So when Carr throws that ball downfield, we win. We have
I expected Carr's interception rate to be up this year because I expected him to be flinging the ball, to be in the gunslinger.
Yeah. That comes with the territory. Look at Favre.
Running around like that other idiot number 4 in Green Bay.
Right.
Throw the ball, man. What's that?
I don't know. Static, noise. I don't know.
That's what it is. I mean, the kid's got to learn how to scramble, for one thing.
Yeah.
A couple of times he scrambled last week. I mean, he absolutely looked like the worst quarterback I ever seen in my life running with the ball. And he's a young guy now, and he's not like some big wonky dude.
No.
He should be able to move around fairly easily and throw the ball.
Right.
So,
We'll see. I have faith in Gruden. I got faith in his offensive mind. Hopefully, listen, it's a proven fact that, Marshawn Lynch heard about Tom's displeasure with him last season, and look at him this year. He's a beast. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna roll the dice and say that word's gonna get back to Johnny and Carr about Tom not being happy about what's going on, and we're gonna see some changes.
Tom likes the 60-yard touchdown passes.
Yeah.
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 So I like the home run ball, man.
I think
You
we
ain't
all
throwing
do.
a home run ball
I
with the
just-
receivers you got. That's a problem.
I'm tired of getting excited about first downs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Get down the field, get in the end
Yes.
zone, and then I don't know, guys. Look,
Listen, anybody that says they don't love to see a 3-yard bomb for a touchdown, that watches, you're lying. Nobody wants to see this dumb crap. Maybe a 49ers fan because all those years of Joe Montana and his rubber arm that he can only throw 10 yards.
yeah.
That's acceptable, but we don't want to see that crap.
And to our listeners, I just want to say we apologize about that noise, but we don't know what the hell it is, so we
Yeah.
can't fix it.
And the best part is, at this point, we don't really care, and you
Yeah.
don't care either.
Yeah, it's annoying to us too. It's right in our ears on our headphones.
Because our words of wisdom exceed any silly noises you're hearing right now. So it's, you're just blocking that out. You just take in what Tom's telling you. It's going to make you a better person.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Maybe not
like,
better, smarter.
I said it before. When you bring on a new coach, you fire your coach, you bring on a new guy, you're starting over.
Yeah.
The guy's coming in with a new staff. He's coming in with a new offense. He's and this is not just a new guy. This is Chucky we're talking about. It's John
Yeah.
Gruden. He's going to
Yeah.
come in with a complex offense.
Yeah.
Right. It's going to take. Look, I know a lot of us are down on Cooper too. But the whole offense right now is learning a very complex offense,
Yes.
right? And I think in my mind, people are talking. Do we trade Carr? Do we trade Cooper?
No.
Like, no. Do the Raiders draft a quarterback in this season? Maybe we
Maybe.
draft somebody, but I'm not looking at them to waste a first-round pick
No.
on a quarterback.
No.
Maybe if they can get somebody 5th round, bring them in, coach the kid up. Sure,
Yeah.
but not because we have intentions of getting rid of Derek Carr. Now, here's what I think. I think you get through this season, and I think by this season, through the off season, and then into next season, next year, Carr's got to be locked in.
Yes.
And if he's not locked in by then, and if he's still making the same mistakes he's
Yeah.
making right now, then going into the year after that, then maybe we got to talk about maybe this isn't the guy.
Yeah.
But I think it's way too early, right? And I think the same thing for Cooper. Now, if Siegel,
I have a theory about Cooper, and it's not good. But
I got
well, that's all right. But
my only issue with Cooper is the same.
it's not bad about him. I just have a theory about how long he's going to be on the team.
Well, yeah. Look, we're going to talk about Joel Siegel and the whole deal, but we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. I mean, if everything's on the up and up, and we're not talking about agents, and we're not talking about contracts. We're just talking about the actual personnel. I'm not ready to trade Cooper yet either.
No,
I say
no way.
I say he's still
My-
he's still learning. He's still and
My only issue with Cooper, and it's got nothing to do with him learning a new offense. It's my issue with Cooper as a college football fan. Also, I mean, I wasn't a fan of his team, but my team played his every year. He had a lot of moments of concrete hands, and you know what? That you're not, that's not. You got to fix that. That's got nothing to do with learning a new offense. I mean, you got to catch the damn ball. And that's my only problem with Cooper and I said that going in. He's a hell of a talent. He's quick. But he's a playmaker. But when we drafted him, I said the only issue I have, he's his hands. That being said, he's on the team. We got to work with what we got, and we go from there. And like you said with Carr, same thing with Chucky as his coach. If he's not locked in next year, then he's not lock-inable.
right,
Because
that's
with Chucky, you're locked in, or it's not working. Because, like him or not, Gruden is a quarterback guy, and he knows how to work with quarterbacks. And if he can't get Carr on pace, nobody can.
right. And here's something else. I'm taking back my as of right now. I do not think Paul Gunther is going to be my MVP.
It looks like Skittles is the MVP of the team right now.
Skittles is absolutely the MVP of the team. But I think I'm a little confused. You know, we get Garyon Conley back, right? He's finally able to play.
Yeah.
That kid should never be taken off of the field.
No.
He's got to stay on the field.
Yes.
He's got to learn this system. He's got to be on the field.
Absolutely. Benching him is just ridiculous.
I don't understand that concept at all. I get it. You know, this isn't Pee-wee football where your kid makes a mistake and then you put the older kid in and say, okay, now watch what he does.
Yeah.
Because the veterans that we keep putting in there, they don't know the system either.
No.
So this kid, the only way this kid is going to be what we think he can be is if he stays on the damn field and plays every snap.
Yes.
That's mind-boggling to me right now.
And Coach Gruden, I know you're listening to this because why wouldn't you be? Tom agrees with that. So
he listens. If it's football, he's taking it in. So.
Yeah.
And Tom is not happy.
No.
So listen, you want to talk that you get together, you talk to Mr. Skittles and find out what it means to have Tom not happy with your performance. And then that's all I'm going to say about that. But you know, come on.
You know, I didn't figure for the world Johnny was going to be like a world beater. But I didn't figure he'd be making these stupid mistakes. And they are stupid mistakes that he's making.
There's some stupid mistakes out there. Now I'm going to say this, though. Like, when we talk about the play calling, and I guarantee you that Carr was not instructed on Sunday at that stupid first and goal play to step into the pocket and throw that ball into the numbers of the defense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope not.
Now,
I mean, I hope that wasn't a play call.
No, absolutely not. Now, look, we're all going to sit here and second guess. Do you give it to? I understand. Okay, I can understand. I'm giving it to Lynch in that situation.
That's what I do too.
But okay, but it's first down. All right, maybe you take a shot with a pass. Okay, but you roll out, you read your options. Okay,
yeah,
and you get rid of the ball.
Yeah,
right.
We have a really good tight end that is made for those situations.
You don't chuck the ball into the hands of the I'm giving it to Lynch, but we got to remember that the defensive line they were getting through us.
Yeah, Lynch wasn't getting anything all day.
Right.
You know,
and now he's got three. In my book, in that situation, 4 downs to get it done.
Yeah.
He can get it done. But so I understand, rolling out, pass it into the end zone. But that wasn't what happened had nothing to do with John Gruden.
No.
No.
You're not going to convince me that John Gruden said, that's the play I called.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. I don't like Tom said earlier, I don't like the play calling on a lot of the little dinky dump passes and this and that.
No. But
maybe he was playing up knowing that, Miller is hurting. Maybe he was just trying to, get quick releases, get the ball downfield.
They were playing conservative, not only because of Miller, but because they were missing Assembly. They changed up their game plan because of that offensive line.
Yes.
And I say, don't do that.
No. Yeah.
Stick to the plan.
Yes. Stick to the plan.
Stick to the plan. And I don't know what that noise is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like Billy Milano in a minute here.
You have a mask? Are you gonna wear a mask?
No.
Oh,
okay.
I heard Gruden at one of the many press conferences everybody posts on social blabbing, and he said, look, it wasn't the last play of the Super Bowl. We were down 20-3. He goes, and he said it several times, it wasn't the last play of the Super Bowl.
Right.
We were down 20-3. We needed something to happen. And then he brought it like the statistic. He brought that up. He's like, 70% of the time that play works,
Right.
And he goes, we had to take a shot. I took the shot. He goes, and I'll do it again too.
Okay, hey, you know what?
So, sure.
I got to respect the fact that you stand by your decision.
I would think if it was the last play of the Super Bowl for the win, he wouldn't be taking that shot.
No, absolutely.
He
But he's not going to have to worry about that.
He's not going to have to worry about that for a while.
Yeah.
So, you know.
All right. But why we, before we get too crazy here, I mean, we're starting to go off on a tangent now. I got to bring up probably the worst takeaway from that game on Sunday, and that was the fact that, the special on tap was Rolling Rock beer. So, we were kind of throwing the Rolling Rocks down. And I just got to advise you out there, if the special is Rolling Rock on tap, go with something else. Because unless you live in a really well-ventilated area, then the next day you have to work around coworkers. Not good.
Yeah, Rolling Rock went seriously downhill when Budweiser bought him.
Yeah, I mean,
once that label changed from Latrobe, Pennsylvania to St. Louis, Missouri, that beer went completely to frickin' hell.
And put an entire city out of work.
Yes, I mean that beer went to hell, man.
I'll tell you what. Like I mentioned it to you earlier, if I could have found a way to hook up a hose from my ass to my engine.
What time is it on the East Coast right now? Is my phone wrong?
It's time for. I think we need time for some
seriously.
truth.
What time is it actually?
Oh, I thought you were right. I thought that was a good
No.
lead-in. I have.
I have 7:45.
That's the same thing I got.
Yeah.
Why the hell am my phone is over here blowing up? Beep, beep, beep. I'm looking at these text messages from work. What the? I hope these people are not expecting me to respond because I'm not. I don't work at 7:45 at night. What the hell's the matter with you? Shut up. Call me tomorrow. I'm in the office at 7 a.m.
I could.
Nothing is happening at 8 o'clock tonight that anybody cares about because nobody else is working.
I can tell you. I can tell you what to respond to him with, but I'm not gonna because it'll just save you a couple minutes of editing.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, no rolling.
My job used to call me when I was home and on vacation and stuff, but then once I informed them that every time they called me would be an hour overtime, a time and a half.
Right.
And my rate was like they didn't want to pay that hour overtime, a time and a half, and that kind of nipped that crap calling me when I was home in the bud.
Yeah.
So
I don't mind every once in a while if something comes up, but they're talking with the drawing package going out. Like, nobody's looking at this. The only person concerned with this is you right now. So stop bothering me with it because it's 8 o'clock at night.
I think we're all in agreement that work is really a real pain on our lifestyle. It's really not good.
I don't have to worry about it anymore.
No. There you go.
I recommend not working.
Look what I got.
God, you got the Powerball.
Yeah, I got them too.
Yeah, but you don't have this one.
I got better ones.
I got the Mega Millions.
I bought mine from Alibaba himself.
I got the Mega. I got the Mega and I got the Power.
Yeah.
So
Wow. So it's in. Aaron, like
take this job and shove it.
There you go. Till tomorrow. So yeah, okay. So our takeaways is okay. We got to give Cooper some time. We got to give Gruden some time. We're rebuilding people and stay the hell away from Rolling Rock on tap.
That's right. Yeah.
Stick with the Yingling if you want to do something.
Don't drink it out of the bottle either.
No.
Can you even buy Rolling Rock?
Yeah.
It's made by Budweiser. So
I used to drink it.
Everywhere that has Budweiser have Rolling Rock.
So back in Seattle, like at the old off ramp, we were talking about the El Corazon now.
Yeah.
That was the special.
Yeah.
It was $1.50 Rolling Rocks.
It used to be good, like Tom said, though.
I don't know if it used to be good or we just used to be young
better.
and we were able to drink things that we can't drink now.
No, it definitely tastes.
I used to think Mickey's was good. I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
It's not?
No, it's not.
I guess what, neither Steel Reserve.
No, well, that I never thought was good.
Well, it's good. I've described drinking, Steel Reserve. It does pack a punch, but I've always it felt like you're drinking shame.
Oh, totally. Any of those
beer
malt
that would hire
liquors,
the Ramones to do their theme song is, you got to take that into question.
Any of those malt liquors are just.
I think the last time I drank Steel Reserve or Crazy Horse or any one of them.
Yeah.
I think I was laying against a fence on the Lower East Side sleeping because I was there all night and I was waiting for the matinee at CBGB's.
Those were the days, man. Those were the days.
Exactly.
But like I said, we were younger men then.
Yeah,
You know,
my friend,
you can drink malt liquor all weekend and sleep in the
Sure.
park.
Yeah.
You know.
my friend describes Steel Reserve to a T. He's like, the first taste isn't bad. He goes, but after that,
He's wrong. It's
it goes
awful.
no, it goes downhill. He goes because you can't let the air touch it. I go, what is it, oxidized? Like, he goes, we don't know, but you can't.
Hey, Fitz,
can't let the air.
mix it with vodka and see
There
what
you
happens.
go. I mean, the stuff we used to drink, man. Brass Monkey was not just a song, kids.
No, it was
No,
not.
it was not.
And neither was Night Train.
Nope.
Hey, but you know what? Night Train, it's not that bad. And neither's Mad
It's
Dog.
better than the song.
Yeah.
Mad Dog is still not too bad.
Oh,
Depending on what
Stop.
flavor you get.
Well, Mad Dog got better once they started with all the rainbow colors of fruit in there. You know, when it was just the old Red Death,
yeah.
and then it was
right.
just, I mean, it was harsh.
I mean, you got to take into question what you're actually drinking that it's making those colors.
Yeah.
God only knows
But
what
it
the
was
hell that
still,
is.
you
man.
know, yeah. Anything that looks, you're taught when you're young. This is antifreeze.
gonna say, it's like
This is the color that you don't drink, right?
And what do we do? Hey, it's $2.50 a bottle. Let's drink this antifreeze.
Any horror movie, B horror movie that
Yeah.
you watch back in the 70s, 80s, that's how zombies started.
Yeah.
Was they drank something that looked like, but if you put it in a bottle and it's $2, it's in a liquor store, I'll take it.
We're drinking it down.
give me 3 or 4 of them. It's going to be a long weekend.
Right. And I could always find $2.
Yeah, exactly.
That's couch money.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We used to go in California. We used to go, we'd be broke, but we'd dig up change in the couch and we'd walk up to 7-Eleven and you get a 12-pack of Schaefer for $2.99. If we had any extra, we get a bottle of either Thunderbird or Night Train.
Oh, the T-Bird. Yeah. Boone's Farm here.
Oh my God! Boone's Farm. If you had a girl,
Yeah, you always had Boone's Farm when you had women.
when you had a girl over, you had
Yeah.
to get that, apple
you
or whatever.
got to get classy. Come
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
Girls like wine, right? The hell did we know? Wine. I used to drink the beer too. The white can, it just said beer on it, generic.
I drank that once. We bought it for a goof
Yeah.
because this A&P
about
liquor sold it. And we were just like, what's that? My buddy's like, it's beer. I was like, let's buy it.
It's perfect. It's perfect. No messing around. You know exactly what was in the can.
You know, I might have the empty can somewhere in a box that I haven't taken out and put on the shelf yet, but it was funny.
It's funny.
I had never before seen a white can that just said beer.
Yeah.
I thought I was in a sitcom or something.
Thought you were watching. You walked into the set of Repo Man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Food.
All those beers had that. All those beers like that. They all had that similar to you. You take it, you open it up, you're like, "This is awesome! I got this. It's like $1 6-pack." And we're going ahead. You take that first sip, you're like, "I think this beer's skunked." No, that's exactly how it's supposed to taste.
You remember Meisterbrow was a great
my
one.
God. Yeah.
God.
Because no matter how fast you drank it, by the time you got down to the bottom of the can, it was the most disgusting
Yeah,
crap.
it was, man.
It was.
Oh,
The carbonation left after
Yeah.
30 seconds, and it was
Terrible.
just this flat, disgusting.
terrible.
Especially the next day when you know,
Oh,
when it was open for 12 hours and
Yeah.
had a cigarette butt in it, but you're like, all right,
That's wow. Yeah, the old days, like last weekend, basically.
right, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we were talking like we used to do this when we were teenagers. This was like a week and a half ago.
yeah.
So,
So I didn't watch the game with you guys. I was
We did.
I was in Atlantic City.
Yeah, and how'd you do playing cards? I'm not going to say how'd you do gambling because I know you don't gamble.
No, I did not do well, and I did gamble. I walked up to the new sports
Oh, okay.
booth and I put $50 on the Oakland Raiders to win. That's a gamble.
That was a big gamble.
That was
And-
There goes my $50.
Hey, my first message after the game was to my co-host here, because he ruined the mojo. He wasn't here. we won last week. We had our little Lemmy here. We had Chuck here. We won. Neither one were here this weekend. So I'm like, I texted him. I'm like, while you're down in AC playing Kenny Rogers, the gambler, you ruined our team.
I was playing Kenny Rogers too in my earbuds.
Christ.
But no, but I did play poker, and if anybody's interested, I do play poker. I partake, and so I went and I signed up for a $1,000 guarantee tournament. It was only $45 buy-in.
Right.
Half the time I go down there though to Bally's, the tournament gets canceled because they don't get enough people.
Right.
But so I was like, that's okay. If they don't get enough people, I get my money back and I just go sit and watch the Raider game.
Yeah.
But I right before the tournament started at 3, so I went down there about 2:45. I was like, how are we looking? And he goes, we got 13, so we're good. That's not a lot of people, $1,000 guarantee. They're losing money, casino, but whatever. But once the game got started, we ended up with about 36 people in, and I did pretty good at first, man. I took down some sizable pots, built up my stack a little bit, and then what happens is, you sit there for an hour just getting, hey, look at my cards. Ooh, 10-2 offsuit. Great. Fold. And, you just keep getting that garbage, right? And the next thing you know, because the blinds are going up and your stack is going down and you're not even playing. But I survived for quite a while, and then we got down to about 15 players, and I looked down at a pair of queens. Guy next to me's short stacked, and he goes all in. So I got a call, right? And he shows jacks, and I show queens, and I take him down, right? So I'm like, all right, I'm back in it. Then the same crap starts happening. I'm getting no cards. And then I look down, I got ace-king. I'm like, all right. So I raise, right? And this young kid, everybody folds except for the kid like 2 seats to my right, and he raises me. Well, now I made such a sizable raise. I'm like, I'm already committed. So, all right, you know what? I'm all in. You got to put your chips in the pot.
Gotta.
If you want to win.
Yeah. Gotta.
Yeah.
Gotta be in it to win it, man.
I turn over my ace-king. He turns over his pocket aces, and the rest is history. And the game was on when I got out of there, so I, texted Laura. She's like, meet me at the game. So we sat at the sports bookie area. There was another Raiders fan hanging out with his buddy, a 49ers fan.
That's not
And they both were disgusted. They were both miserable and disgusted, and that's what we did. And then, that's it, man.
I'm disgusted that you saw a Raider fan hanging out with a 49er fan. That's like the start of a bad joke.
Yeah, I know. But I tell you what, you'll see that on the East Coast. You won't see that so much out in California.
Unless they're sitting in a cell next to each other.
They look like they look like they may have been brothers. And at this point, they're both, like I said, they're both wallowing in misery together.
At least we're wallowing with
they didn't stay.
With cooler colors.
They left about 5 minutes after that interception in the end zone. They were like, yeah, done.
So did I.
Yeah. Well, I got to be honest, Raider Nation. My wife and I were in Atlantic City. There was 2 minutes left in that game, and I wasn't sticking it out. We went and had a couple drinks and played some stupid slot machines. Didn't win any money, and that was it.
I had to stick it out. Besides, I just wanted to see it through to the end. I had to see how many Rolling Rocks I can actually drink down before I completely felt disgusted with myself.
If I was here, I would have stuck it out.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of. I'm distracted by shiny things, and there's a lot of shiny things in Atlantic City, bells and whistles, and let me go.
And besides the fact, I want to stick it out to the end. I'm still kind of certified as a first responder, and we need somebody. As long as Chris Potts is here,
sure,
we need somebody here
to
take care of it.
Now that Andy and Carrie have moved to Pennsylvania,
are they still in America?
Yeah, now that they've moved halfway, to I think we've lost Andy.
I don't think he's he might not be allowed.
I think we've lost Shepard. He's not coming this far.
Maybe we get Potts.
Didn't they move to Wantage? or something.
No, they're in Montague.
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 The furthest Montague.
I might as well be in New York.
They're basically in Port Jervis.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you kick a soccer ball, it lands in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah,
From their
I
house.
think I could walk to the Milford Bridge from their place in no time. They're way the hell out there.
Wow.
Yeah, because there's those different parts of Montague. Like,
Yeah.
So when me and Chuck went to help him move, we didn't realize. Yeah, we helped you move, and we didn't realize you were like the furthest end of Montague.
It was nice that when we went to help him move too. Like we show up and there's not there's just no boxes.
Yeah, it was great.
Nothing's ready.
We're like,
"All
here, Chuck,
right."
take this lamp. I'll grab
Right,
this. I'll grab this pillow.
Yeah, we're picking up.
Yeah.
I got this drawer. Like,
Yep.
what are we doing?
The worst part is Andy can't appreciate this because as he told us, he has no attention span.
He
for any
doesn't
type of
listen.
Talk radio. He might be the only person I know that said, of our mentality level, which he is. That said, he goes, I listened to Howard Stern for like a day. He goes, and I couldn't do it anymore. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
He's like, just people talking. He goes, I couldn't even follow.
Like I zone it out. I need music.
I need some Viking folk music. And
It's like I can't listen to you guys. He's like unless you talk about me.
Yes.
So Andy, guess what? We're talking about you.
Yeah.
Actually,
He'll remember us when we win our first Emmy.
He's going to remember us when we hit these little big tickets.
Yeah.
yes.
He'll be here every week
Yeah.
when me or Tom wins the lottery. Unfortunately, neither me or Tom are going to be here.
Yes.
Yeah. I won't be here.
I ain't going to be anywhere near here.
I will be at the new outpost of the Raider Nation in Key West.
Yeah, I'll have.
That's where I will be.
I'll be on my own island.
So the Raider Nation will be.
Marshawn Lynch will be hanging out with me.
The Raider Nation will be invited to Key West every Sunday to sit at my bar and watch the Raiders lose. But at least you'll be amongst palm trees, beaches, and a lot of booze and chickens running around.
Have to listen to Jimmy Buffett, do we?
No, there'll be no Jimmy Buffett. At
David
mine.
Allen Coe, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There we
A little
go.
bit, not
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, well,
Jimmy Buffett doesn't live in Key West anymore.
No. He has too much money to live in Key West now.
I think you may have mentioned that you did have a truth with Tom.
I hope so.
You can't handle the truth.
Oh, okay.
'Cause it's gotta
My truth with Tom this week is my theory about the potential Amari Cooper situation. Being his agent is, the other guy's agent. And based on the wheelings and dealings of that whole thing, Carr's option years or Cooper's option years next year. Based on the way his agent thinks that, these guys, I could see Mac, but I think he's going to try to apply the same logic to Coop. And he's going to say, well, look, Odell Beckham Jr. got $98 million. He's making whatever, $19 million a year. We want more than that.
If I'm Cooper and my agent compares me to Odell Beckham Jr., I'm like, you're fired.
I would fire him on the spot. You
Obviously-
got to
obviously
know
he
your
would, yeah.
you got to know your own worth, man.
'Cause
You
I
can't
am
stand
not
there and let your
Odell
agent.
Beckham Jr.
Yeah. I mean, everybody in Raider Nation knows. You can't compare those two.
Absolutely not.
Now, if we could somehow trade for Odell Beckham Jr.,
Sure. But here's the thing, though.
trade Cooper to the
Here's the
Giants
thing,
for
there-
him, that would be great.
There's a big difference between Mac and Cooper.
Yeah, there is.
There's film on both of them.
Yeah.
I don't know how many other teams out there are going to give up 2 first-round draft picks.
No, nobody's gonna.
And whatever Joel
No.
Siegel thinks he's going to get.
Yeah.
If they're looking at the same tape I'm looking at when I see Amari
but,
Cooper.
A lot of times when it comes into these things, tape be damned. They're just going to show you a bunch of sabermetrics on a piece of paper and say this, and this. He's better than this guy. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve some money because the Vikings gave, who was it, Stephon Diggs a contract, and it's $16 million annually. Stephon Diggs has half the numbers that Cooper does.
Right.
And the Vikings grossly overpaid for him. So that's where, I'm kind of, that's where it's got me paranoid. He's going to say, look, and he's going to show the numbers, and you're not going to be able to dispute it because Stephon Diggs is pulling in 700 yards a year.
Right.
Cooper's pulling in, 1,100.
Probably the number.
And I just don't know.
That's top you're going to get for a receiver.
I just don't know if they're going to pull the trigger on that.
I don't either.
That's an awful lot of money for somebody that's not Beckham, Antonio Brown,
right?
Julio Jones. That's an awful lot of money for somebody that ain't those guys.
People got to understand. There's not a lot of Beckhams and Antonio Joneses out there.
Yeah.
But listen, it's going to be like that though, because not only is pro football turning into just an offensive ridiculous show, so is college football. So you're going to be the days of the stud linebackers, the big hard hitting D-backs. It's going away because defense is going away. You're going to start seeing more and more of these spectacular catches, fast receivers, because that's what they're breeding in high school, in college now. So I don't know. You spend that kind of money on Cooper when you're most likely going to be able to get somebody that's almost of that caliber this draft, next draft. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's my truth with Tom. That could loom large. Again, another problem going in to training camp like we had this year.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that happen, but
well, we'll see. You know what?
I've seen agents do a lot of stupid, and I've seen teams cave to agents when they've said a lot of stupid. So,
we know how Gruden handles situations like that.
Yeah.
So you might see Amari and different.
I mean, we've all seen it with a lot of teams overpaying for somebody because they didn't want to face the backlash.
Right.
I mean, that could very well end up the case with the Raiders because they don't want the backlash because of the Mac thing again. So they might just say, okay, here, just sign the check yourself, whatever you want, and just get into camp because they don't want to deal with it. So that could happen too. I've seen that happen. Right.
Yeah.
Just sign them so we don't have the bad press. So,
Yeah, I don't know if that's the Chucky way.
Yeah,
I don't think so, but we'll find out next year, won't we?
What do you guys say we do this interview?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And then maybe we'll come back real quick after the interview and maybe talk about what's coming up next week, and then we'll get the hell out of here.
Okay.
That's right.
In 1997, just a few people came together and saved the Seahawks. Come on, Patty.
Hi there. I guess you know my name's Patty, but I really like Mama Blue.
Oh, yes. All right.
The Seahawks are just number one in my book. Anywhere I go, up and down the coast, it's amazing. Without my Mama Blue, war paint on, I'm still getting recognized. It's an honor to be here and meet all you folks. And I'm a little hoarse today because I went to a game yesterday.
A 126th consecutive sellout at CenturyLink Field. 12s who are jammed to the rafters. The entire building is shaking.
I also have a photo of me in a Seahawks shirt at about age 11. I can send to you if you want. I don't know if you're putting in. Seattle is a mossy little city. I grew up there. I was born there in '66. I grew up there throughout the '70s. It's a sleepy little place, and it's a lot of fishermen, a lot of loggers, and then we got coffee and grunge, and that kind of put it on the map. It always has seemed to kind of harbor misfits. It's like, you're kind of weird, you're kind of a misfit, you're welcome here. It's kind of at the end of the map. It's up in the corner of the United States. The fans are die-hard, very rugged, braving the elements. Fans are devout, and there's a personality to the football team. And it's positive and really aggressive and crazed and will do anything to win. And I don't think there's any football team that gives more respect to the fans than the Seahawks. And Seattle really respects that. It's come a long way from the piddly little fishing town that I grew up in.
Okay, how we got married.
How we got married.
And how this ever happened? Well, you go for it.
I managed to pull off a wedding on the 50-yard line of the Seattle Seahawks football field. It was like, I still cannot believe I pulled that off.
And plus, they gave us sideline seats throughout the whole game. Wow. From that point on.
We were Mr. and Mrs. Seahawk.
Yep. Our game day routine, okay, for like a 105 game, Mrs. Seahawk gets up at 1 in the morning and starts painting herself up, get ready, and then she paints me up.
Which
and then
takes 6 hours.
It takes 6 hours. And normally we're always running late, just because her. We bonded over football, that's for sure. And
Yes.
it means the world to us for our relationship. And the one thing that does happen after a loss, sometimes we have to go a little bit in separate rooms.
Yeah.
But boy, I'll tell you, when you win, yeah.
Looks, fires near side, going for the end zone. Ball is picked up and afterward. It's picked off in the end zone.
We've been, in the years when we were 2 and 14, and then all of a sudden, when that tip is in our end zone, and we're going to the Super Bowl, you couldn't ask for a better scene than that.
That's the best time I think I've ever had in my life, except for our wedding on the 50-yard line.
And we've come from down in the dumps for so long, and we've finally learned how it was to win.
They're bringing the trophy home. Your Seahawks, Super Bowl 48 champions.
Never stop believing in your team.
All right, this is Splatterhead. I got Fitz and Tom here with me.
What's up?
Who are we talking to tonight?
This is Todd Photohawk Gomes.
All right, and you are you're part of the NorCal Seahawkers. That's a Seahawks fan club in Northern California, correct?
Correct, yeah. So I've been the president of the NorCal Seahawkers, which is the official Seahawks chapter fan club, for about 17 years now. And then I'm also a member of the Professional Football Ultimate Fan Association, inducted in 2011.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Just out of curiosity, this is Fitz, by the way. How does one become a Seahawks fan who's not from Seattle?
Yeah.
Just curious.
Well, not only how does one become a Seahawks fan, but how does one, born at Mount Diablo Hospital in Concord, born and raised in Concord, never been up to Washington until maybe 15 years ago. But we were a soccer family growing up. And, traveled soccer. My mom and dad they didn't have an allegiance to the 49ers or the Raiders. And just when I was starting to like sports, this new team came out, and they had these really cool colors and this really cool logo. And the other team that came out in 1976 wore those ugly creamsicle jerseys. and so it just stuck. So I've been a fan since 1976 when they started.
All right, so you go back to the AFC West years. And
yeah, I missed the rivalry.
Yeah, it was fun. I actually lived in Seattle for the early '90s, and used to catch quite a few games at the Kingdom. And back then,
I never made it to the Kingdom.
Don't worry, neither did any other Seahawks fans.
Yeah, well, that's true.
It was packed.
Back then, well, in the time frame that I lived there, you have to remember that pretty much everybody who lived in Seattle at that point was from California, and they were all from LA, and because the grunge thing had taken off, and it finally put Seattle on the map. So it was all transplants from LA, San Francisco, the East Bay, and so the Kingdom did used to get packed, and it was a loud stadium. But when the Raiders Seahawks games happened, it turned pretty black up there. Which, especially because at the time the Seahawks were, not really doing much, and Seattle wasn't a very big sports town at the time.
Right, exactly. Yeah, those were the Ken Behring years, and they were pretty dark.
Yeah, they were dark. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you guys are making the trek across the pond, huh?
Yeah. Actually, so. We took part here today. We passed right by the Coliseum, and I am at gate 8 right now, waiting for our flight. So yeah.
See a lot of other football fans there yet, or or not so much yet?
Not yet. Just the other guy who's he's my vice president actually. He's here. He upgraded to first class, so he's in the escape lounge, and I'm out here with the general class.
What a swell guy.
Yeah.
My bass player did that to me once. Like, what jerk. Sitting up there drinking cocktails.
Right. So we're on the same flight, and he's in there, drinking and eating the free buffet, but hey, he paid $400 to upgrade, and I didn't. So.
Yeah, there you go. And what airline are you on? Because I don't know nowadays. Like I've been to England. Yeah, when I used to fly over to England, the drinks were free anyway. So that's the only reason I would want to sit in first class. Oh, okay. All right. Well, maybe you'll get some free cocktails. Who knows? Well,
if anything, I told him, hey, if I need to charge anything, I'm coming up to first class and. Giving you my phone to charge. Or
there you go.
Well, listen, what you can always do, play under sympathies. Tell them you're a Seahawks fan. They'll feel bad for you. Maybe give you something free.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, at this point, we're kind of in the same family right now.
Yeah, I know that. I'm not going to bring that up, though.
What is it? What is it? Is it the Raiders, the Seahawks? Who else? The Giants? Who else is in is our kinfolk right now at the bottom of the barrel?
The Niners.
The Niners.
The Cardinals.
Of course, the Niners.
Cardinals.
Laura McCann.
Yeah, but you know what? For a team like ours right now that has no more Legion of Boom, of course they're all gone. And for a team that's rebuilding, I'd say we're doing pretty darn good because everybody thought, we're going to get slaughtered by the Rams, who are they're the number one team this year right now.
Yeah,
and we almost took it from them.
Yeah, no, you guys put up a good fight this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a good game, I think. I mean, we're it
definitely will.
When the Raiders want to show up to play, they're there. So it's even hard to pick for me anyway.
Yeah, it's we'll see what happens. Both teams are flying,
low
all the way to
right.
Yeah, and flying all the way to another continent across the ocean, and so there's no advantage really for anybody.
Yeah, I think the last time a West Coast team did good out in the East was when you guys beat the Donkeys in New Jersey.
Yeah. Well, that was more than good, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I was rooting for you guys.
Yeah, I was there.
Oh,
were really?
Oh. Yeah. I was.
Oh yeah.
I had a lot of friends from Seattle that were actually there.
We're actually about 40 miles from there.
Yeah.
So we're your club and everything. Like, where do you guys meet up to watch the games? And
so we have about 7 different bars around the area, but our main bar is in Oakland. Ironically, it's right down the street from the Oakland BART station, and the owner happens to be a Seahawks fan. So you walk in, and it's like you're in Seattle. He has Seahawks stuff everywhere. It's called Bill McNally's Irish Pub.
Everybody's drinking cappuccinos, reading poetry.
Crappy music.
You know what? Actually, they're not drinking cappuccino, but the owner drives up to Oregon and buys Rainier beer and brings it back.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure it's the only place in California that serves Rainier beer.
It's got to be. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know where they make Rainier anymore because the brewery's closed. It's a coffee roasting place now. But the Rainier Brewery in Seattle's closed. I think.
Actually, I think Rainier beer has something to do with is like under the Pabst umbrella somehow.
Yeah. But it
could be. I don't know. I don't drink beer myself, but I just think it's cool that they serve it.
Yeah, no, that is pretty cool. I would go in there, and I mean, if I'm in the Bay Area and the Raiders aren't playing, I'll support anybody that hates the 49ers. So
yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah. I'll go into the Seahawks bar and drink Rainier. I used to love drinking Rainier.
Yeah, there's only a couple of teams that if the Raiders aren't playing, and I refuse to root for. 49ers being one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the Seahawks took the Donkeys down in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
so gotta love that.
Yeah, give them kudos. So, on like a typical Sunday for your games, like how many of your group shows up to watch, roughly?
At McNally's, actually this last week was a low turnout. There was, I don't know, maybe 20 people there. There's kind of a low turnout, but on average at this particular place, we get at least 30. Then I know there's another place that it's in Sacramento, and I'd say they get at least 40. Big group out there in Sacramento. They go there. I've actually found a few places in the Bay Area, and the owners told me, "I'm sorry, but we don't want your business."
Wow.
excuse me, but I can bring you, I can bring you anywhere from 10 to 50 people every week. And you're telling me you don't want my business because you're a 49er fan?
Right, and the 49er fans aren't going to the bar on Sunday because they can watch the game at home. You know what I mean? It's not it's a different
right,
thing.
yeah.
We attract, we don't have those issues out here. We approach, our spot, and they're like, absolutely, come on in. And we're in Jets and Giants country.
You would think so. I mean, like I said, I'm bringing you this many people every week. All you got to do is, put out a drink special or something, and you're making money. But they did not want us there, and that's happened to me 3 times in the Bay Area.
But you're trying to negotiate logically with 49ers fans.
Yeah.
So, there you have it. What do we think?
Yeah, and then there's been other places where, come on in. They're the businessman. We had a place. People still kind of go there. It's on 5th and Geary in San Francisco, and the bartender was a Seahawks fan. Is how I found them. And we would go there. They had the San Jose Sharks flag, the Raiders flag, the A's flag, and the Seahawks flag flying. And I guess the owner got complaints from his regulars, and so he said, "Well, I'm sorry, but I can't call this a Seahawks bar anymore because I'm getting complaints from my regulars." And what? Those are the people who are drinking water, probably.
Oh wow!
Right?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So people still go there, but it's not, technically a Seahawks bar because he was getting threats, from his customers.
Wow.
You see, at least the Jets and Giants fans here, like they try to break our chops good-naturedly.
No.
Yeah.
Typical 49ers fans.
Plus, there's 40 or 50 of us, and there's like 3 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're Raiders fans. They're all scared of us. They know we're all. They know we're all on parole.
And that's one of the reasons why I miss the rivalry is I tell people this all the time. Raider fans are awesome. I know some pretty awesome Raider fans. I mean, and being part of the Professional Football Fan Association, of course, they're the upper echelon fan. But I've never had an issue with a Raider fan. I mean, never.
No.
I think actually the worst that I got was when I went to the Coliseum wearing my old school jacket years ago, probably 20 years ago. I went there, and all of a sudden something hit me in the back. Well, the lady that was giving out the Nutrigrain bars, somebody took a bar from her and threw it at me. That was it.
Yeah.
Look, you get a lot worse treatment in a lot of other stadiums.
No, absolutely. Look, and we're part of the Black Hole. We have a Black Hole chapter out here in New Jersey, and football's most notorious fans, the whole deal. But we're going to give other teams a hard time, and we're gonna
oh yeah, of course.
We're gonna give it to the fans a little bit when they show up at the Coliseum. But we're not gonna let anybody act like a fool either, because we're all good people. We're fans of the football team. People bring their families there, and there's going to be some smack talk, but it's all in good fun, man. Anybody that takes it over the line like that, that takes it beyond that, nobody wants them, supporting their team anyway.
No, we're not Jets or Eagles fans, for God's sake.
Every team has that fan, I mean,
of course.
Just
there's always
every
knuckleheads.
Team. And most of the time, it's the alcohol that does the talking.
Sure. So, now, tell me, does the Seahawkers, is that club established in the UK as well, as far as you know?
Yeah, actually it is. Yeah, they have a chapter in the UK. There's UK Seahawkers. There's Germany Seahawkers. There is Mexico Seahawkers. They have 2 or 3 chapters in Mexico.
Nice. That's cool.
They just got one in France. Yeah, so they're
I wouldn't tell anybody about that.
Of course they're not as heavy as say the Raider Nation. But yeah, they're an international chapters.
Nice. Now, do they have any events planned for the London game that you know of? Anything going on? Because we when we talk to other clubs, we like to find out. Typically, if this was like an actual Raiders home game, we'd be talking to you and saying, where you guys tailgating for other Seahawks fans, blah blah blah. But since it's in London, it's a home game by name only. But what's going on over there that you know of? I mean, how can Seahawks fans find, Seahawks related activities?
There's quite a few events, really. I think the the biggest one leading up to the game. There's a Saturday night event. I think it's the Renaissance, but it's sold out. And then, there's, of course, I think there's the Beast Bus tailgate that they're doing. Everything's supposed to start at the Green Man Pub on game day. So, yeah, there's all kinds of events they got going on. I think, what's the name of the official? Borrow and something like Banker and Borrow or something like that is the official Seahawk, what the team put out.
Is there a website people can go to or a Facebook page or anything to find out about the Seahawkers events over there? Or just to find out about, if people want to become Seahawkers or look into starting a chapter.
And if they want to become Seahawkers in general, depending on where they're at, then they can go to Seahawkers.org. And then my chapter's website is NorCalSeahawkers.com.
All right, so NorCal fans can look you up there, and we'll try and get all these links up too. That's cool.
Did you have when you get back to the States? You have any big events set up for your club? And like any kind of
we don't
type things
because we're spread out. So we're spread out. From at one point it was from Visalia all the way to Reading. So we're so spread out. We don't have regular weekly meeting events. We just have different bars that we attend, and our next big event though is now the game at Levi.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so and then we did the preseason thing here last time, but we have basically one event now a year, where I used to have it. At the pier because this is great. It's right down the street from Candlestick, and it's free. And there's one year, I think it was in 2011, we had 1,100 Seahawk fans there at Pier 39.
Oh, all right.
Nice. That's back when you guys were still good too, right before.
That was before the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
so.
But you were good.
You were good team,
the year, yeah.
You were working your way towards there.
Yeah.
So, you guys excited to see Marshawn Lynch this weekend?
Absolutely. So he's he's a misunderstood guy. Let me tell you, he's the nicest guy.
Yeah, we love him. Speaking of Marshawn,
I've met him a couple times, and since I'm a photographer, we're at his bowling event, his charity event that he does, and he comes out and he takes his camera. He had like a Canon Rebel. He takes his camera off his neck and he hands it to me. He says, "Here, dog." He says, "Show me how to take pictures like you." Well, it's not that easy, Sean, but yeah.
All right. Speaking of Marshawn,
we attended charity events and stuff like that.
Nice.
This last year we didn't, just because of course, it's kind of started falling off and they didn't contact us. But so everything, we're definitely excited to see him.
Cool. All right. Now speaking of Marshawn, tell me exactly what you felt the moment that Pete Carroll didn't hand that ball to him in the Super Bowl. I mean, did you want to jump off a ledge or?
What about it?
What did you think that moment that Pete Carroll decided not to hand the ball to Marshawn in the Super Bowl? What did you do at that moment?
Well, the worst thing about it was second down.
The worst thing about it was that he had the best running back in the league, the toughest, and
I think there's a conspiracy amongst coaches because now we're doing the same thing.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
We're doing the same exact thing.
That was I think that was the condition of Seattle releasing him for us to be able to sign him. It was like you could never hand him the ball in a touchdown situation.
Well, what the statistics say, though, that particular play works like 70% of the time or 75% of the time, whereas
I seen that today somewhere.
Yeah, but I mean, on first down,
that was the problem, right?
Yeah, like we did this on this past weekend. We got 4 downs to get 2
thing. yards.
What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
How about
there's statistics, and then there's statistics versus a strong, pissed off, great running back who wants to win a Super Bowl.
Right.
So the statistics go out the window at that point.
Yeah, the statistics don't really, Yeah, okay, I get it. Everybody knows Lynch is getting the ball.
Yeah,
but everybody also knows there's not anything they can do to prepare for it.
Right.
He's getting the ball, and you give him 4 shots into the end zone? Yeah, good luck.
You would think so.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're all living in that
yes
now.
That's why I had to ask because it takes our hurt away from us a little bit to bring up your hurt. From the Super Bowl.
So what about the off season? Do you guys do charity events? Anything that you want people to know? Because I know a lot of clubs will do. They get together in the off season as well, trying to keep everybody together as much as they can, and then they do. Some clubs do charity events, stuff like that.
Off season's pretty quiet. There's not much action again because we're so spread out. This year, actually, I'm trying to connect right now with a guy who's he's up near like a little bit past Santa Rosa. But I'm trying to connect with him because they make trips up north for the wildfires, and so I'm trying to team up with him so we can make a donation because they still need stuff up there. So that right now is one thing that I've been working on, waiting to hear back from him, so we can donate to the California wildfires.
All right, that's definitely a noteworthy cause.
Yeah,
man.
definitely.
So because those fires are killers, man. California was on fire last year.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Well, before we wrap this up, we do the same thing with all of our guests, and we just ask what message you got for Seahawks fans out there. I know it's a gloomy start, man, gloomy start, and we feel your pain. The good news is, hey, one of us is going to get a win this weekend. The bad news is one of us is going to go home with another loss. But what do you got to say to any Seahawks fans that are listening, or even Raider fans, man? Because we're in the same boat.
It's not how you start; it's how you finish.
That's true.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah,
which is a damn good
that's
thing.
It. I mean, Pete Carroll says, "Can you win the game in the first quarter? No.
Yep.
Can you win the game in the second quarter? No."
That's true. That's
Yep.
true. I think it has to be done in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
There you go.
Yep. All right, man. I'll tell you what. It was good having you on, and our show gets released Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you'll be sleeping because you'll be in London. But I'll send you a link, and Saturday morning, Sunday, it'll be up. And we're on every podcast platform, iTunes, Spotify, everything else. So you can share it around and
yeah.
And I'm gonna leave you with a message for your fellow Seahawkers that we can that from our club to your club that we can all rally behind. All right, that message is the 49ers.
There you go.
Hey, I go. Yeah, there you go.
That's something that we can all rally behind.
All right, Todd. Thanks for taking the time, man.
You cut out.
I said thanks for taking the time.
Oh, what's that?
Thanks for coming on and sharing your club's info.
All right, thank you for having me, and go Hawks.
All right, man. Have a good time out there.
Have a safe trip, man.
All right. Well, so that was a good interview, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. I'm impressed with the fact that they have so many international chapters.
Props to another team's fan club.
Absolutely.
For coming on the show.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And again, they're playing the Raiders this weekend, and and we're like we said, we're in the same boat.
Yeah.
We all
same boat as them,
Yeah, you got to give them credit that they're flying to friggin' London from Cali to go there,
Yeah, I mean above all, I think we all respect fans, even though the team's losing, that they stick with it.
No, man, they're committed.
Yeah.
And I got nothing but respect for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that he's not a 49ers fan.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
I got nothing good to say about the Seahawks other than, and I really don't. It's not. They're not in my division anymore. I don't really, and when they were in my division, they didn't count.
No.
And I don't really care, man. They beat the snot out of Denver.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, they have that slice of credibility in the Raider Nation because they pummeled the donkeys in the Super Bowl.
Yep. And
Yeah, I have a couple.
I'm sure they would have had a lot more respect in the Raider Nation if they didn't
well
throw the ball on and let Lynch run it.
I got a couple of nice things to say about Seattle. We got Lynch from them, and that was a hell of a tackle that Bosworth put on Bo Jackson.
Yeah,
that's the end of my nice things.
I spent a lot of time in Seattle, man, and the guys in my band are Seahawks fans. The guys that used to be in my band are Seahawks fans. They're, I got I got no issue with them, and I really appreciate that they came on the show and did the interview.
It's going to work out good for them this week. You have people from Seattle going to London, probably tailgating with like tea and crumpets, which would be perfect for that Seattle crew. It's like very.
They're going to be using jazz hands.
Hey, jazz hands. Woo! Raider Nation's going to be in force over there, man. Those UK guys have got They're doing all kinds of cool stuff. They got a Jack the Ripper tour going on.
Cool,
nice.
And they got 2 double-decker buses that are booked that they're doing a big tour on. And
I wonder if they have a Jack the Ripper Raider guy.
They really should, man.
They
should. They should have a Jack the Ripper Raider guy.
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
And one that looks like Churchill.
They actually
that would be cool, man.
Yeah, the last time that the Raiders were, because the main guy over there is Raider Crusader.
Yeah,
you see him, and he's a ton of games here.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
But he's, you see the guy with his Crusader outfit. And his daughter is I forget what her super fan name is, but she's big into it too.
Yeah.
So
you know what they should do? Listen, London chapter, if you're listening here, this is what you should do now for have the Black Hole Raider London hooligan experience, where you take all the fans that come out for the games and you just run through the streets of London attacking the team's fans. Why would you not do that?
I know, right?
Just run rampant, attack whoever they're playing in London that week. Just attack their fans.
Mix up the football hooliganism with American football now.
Yes,
and who better to do it than Raiders?
Running through the streets attacking people. Why not?
We're like.
I wonder if that guy that fought the terrorists on the London Bridge is a Raider fan. We need him. That's what the nation needs. We need fans like him. You're spilling my beer, I'm kicking your ass. I don't care if there's 3 years with knives and guns. I'm fighting. You spilled my beer.
Did you see when the Russian hooligans went into Paris and they went down and they went down and they beat the crap out of all these English fans and they were like, we defeated the English hooligans, and the English hooligans are sitting in London going, we're not allowed to leave the country.
Yeah, they're not. No, they're
morons.
They're not allowed to leave.
You just went out and beat up a bunch of
tourists.
Tourists. Like, we're not allowed anywhere near those international games.
No.
Come over here and do that crap.
Yeah.
We invented that nonsense.
Yeah. Exactly.
Those Russians ain't beating up any English or Irish hooligans or Scottish hooligans. That's not happening. Sorry. Go back to your vodka.
Ridiculous. Now I'm gonna rant.
So now, before you go there, I just gotta.
I do dig the hooliganism though.
Of course, that's awesome.
That might be the thing we need in the Raider Nation to clean out all these people that are just,
listen,
not with the program.
Yeah.
I'm on it. Listen, look it. You can't see because we're in radio land, but I'm freshly shaven and buzzed down. I got the hair. I'm pretty sure I got a pair or 2 of braces still laying at home, and I got some Perry shirts and some boots. We could do it.
I think I'll throw the last resort onto this mix. We lost the game, but we won the fight.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think we should do that.
Yeah, we'll lose. We might lose our charter.
Yeah, maybe. But I just want to comment on one thing that Mr. Seahawker said. He brought up the whole statistics things with the Marshawn play. And by the way, I'm not buying your. You know what? I asked you what you thought at that moment. We know what you thought. You probably couldn't say it because there was mixed company around you. But you weren't thinking like, wow, it's only second down. Why would you do that? If you weren't throwing cursing Pete Carroll and calling him I'm not even going to say it because I'm just trying to save Chuck some editing time, then you're lying. That being said, let's go statistics. This week, Raiders Seahawks will be at the Irish Cottage. Chris Potts will be here. There's a 50% statistical chance that he's going to have a meltdown.
Absolutely.
That's all I got to say.
That's some statistics for you.
That's it. But we'll be here. We're here for you, Chris.
We'll be here, man. We're all going to be here.
We're here for you. I got the Jumpstart kit for your heart.
Sensationalism in sports. the whole thing is just the news. The sensationalism in the news is just. See, I'm a big baseball fan. It has now invaded baseball with that idiot frickin' Ron Darling calling frickin' games on TBS.
Yeah,
this guy is trying to make every frickin' thing into some big freaking sensational freaking news break story, and he's an idiot. He's a former Met, won the World Series once. He wasn't particularly a good pitcher. The guy doesn't know shit. He's an idiot, right? Last night, a pitcher didn't make it out there in time to warm up. Yes, he did. Like Severino said, I don't even know who this guy is. How does he know what my schedule is?
Yeah.
Right? And, I expect the sensationalism in football because football, freaking what's his face from wrestling might as well be running football.
Yeah.
Because, it's the same thing.
Vince
Basketball,
McMahon.
the same thing. They all come riding in like Apollo Creed and freaking Rocky and everything else. But you know what?
He was a Raider, by the way.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was. Yes, Carl Weathers was a Raider. Yes. But you know what? Baseball was always free of that, and now you're sucking it in. No. Leave that alone. Let baseball be boring. Let people hate it. I don't care. I don't want to listen to the bull. I got to listen to the with football, everything else, Trumpy, some other idiot, freaking Sanders. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it in baseball. I want to drink beers, and I want to watch the freaking Yankees. I don't need to hear Ron Darling giving his insight on this and then keeping it going for days with Twitter freaking tweets and all this other crap. Sensationalism in sports has got to go. Watch wrestling. That's all I have to tell you. You want that crap, watch wrestling. Because, football's enough, with Cowherd and freaking these other idiots. No. Leave one sport out of it,
I would hope so. You're right. I mean, you might as well. Everything is professional wrestling now.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. And not even as good. I mean, even professional wrestling isn't even good anymore, though. I mean, God, at least back in the day, you had funny guys like Ric Flair, and they were funny. That now, their sensationalism sucks.
It was kind of refreshing to see that McGregor and Khalid Kahib fight the other night.
Yeah.
That was actually refreshing.
Yes.
The fight was over, and then there was all kinds of crap going on. Okay, I dig that.
Yes.
More of that. We need more of that in sports.
I'll tell you, it's funny because I watch that as well, and then of course the whole storm opened up afterwards with the McGregor got what he deserved. It's his fault. He does that stuff. Listen.
He's a Raider fan.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Listen, people. In case you don't follow or you're too stupid to realize, McGregor is a king promoter. He's doing what the UFC wants.
Yes.
He's talking up the fight.
Yes.
He's insulting people. Listen, if you follow him...
He's no different than Ali.
No, if you follow him closely,
Anybody.
There's two things about McGregor. If you follow him closely, with all his interviews, somebody always brings up something he said that was controversial or funny, and there's a good chance he doesn't even remember what he said, because he thinks for a minute, then he laughs. He's like, oh, yeah, that's right, I said that. He's promoting the fights. He's also... After the fight, the first guy to walk over to the opponent and say, hey, good fight.
You're saying he's a bit of a hype man.
He's a great hype man.
Good.
Right.
But the other moron that he fought took it seriously, and he attacked people from his fan base afterwards, and then the other guy jumped in the thing and cold-cocked McGregor behind the head because he took for real.
Yeah.
He's promoting the fight, dummy. He's making you millions and millions of dollars. Do you think that Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor hate each other that much?
And the bottom line with all that, McGregor got paid.
That's
McGregor got paid, but the other dude didn't get paid. And now the other dude has to go before the Vegas freaking commission.
He's going to get stripped of his belt.
To get stripped, and he's not even going to get paid. Yeah.
Now, before we wrap up, I got something important to ask here. Speaking of, you want to drink beers and just watch the damn baseball.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Star Wars holiday special yet?
Some of it, yes. Yes.
Which reminds me, what do we have coming up? We have our holiday special.
That's right.
I called it so many different names that last show, I can't even remember what we're actually going to call it yet. So I'm not going to say anything, but it's our damn holiday show right now.
Extravaganza.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, there's going to be Wookiees.
That's right.
Yes. I did watch some of that, I will watch the rest.
Did you watch the first 20 minutes
Yes.
of Wookiees speaking Wookiee with no subtitles?
Yes.
You're just watching.
Yes.
And these Wookiees are just making Wookiee noises, cooking and doing, Wookiee crap. Speaking Wookiee, no subtitles, nothing. You're just like, what the hell is this?
Yes.
And it just keeps going. It gets even better.
Okay.
All right.
Man.
Well, what say you guys? I say we get the hell out of here.
I think so.
Okay.
I think we're right. We got to
8:45.
Yeah.
All right.
Some of us got to work tomorrow. You know,
We'll be
back
here,
in the workforce.
We'll be here. Oh yeah, back in the workforce.
I don't have to work tomorrow.
Which is actually funny because the school I work at, the principal is originally from Seattle, so he knows I'm a Raider fan. And we were talking, and he jumped real quick. He goes, I still love Lynch though. I still love Lynch. I go, and you should. I go, it's bad enough that you're a Seahawks fan. I go, just remember one thing. You are now the principal of Ramapo High School, a.k.a. the Ramapo Raiders.
That's right.
That's 6 degrees of Fitz's bacon right there.
That's it. That's about as good as it gets.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Next episode, we'll be watching the game again.
All right. We'll be live.
We'll be live. Well, we might be live.
Live for us.
We actually might be live.
Live for us on tape delay on everybody else.
I'm glad you. Yeah, because I want to put Liam on that to figure out how to get us live on YouTube. What we got to do.
Yeah, I'm sure it's.
Put the youngsters on this. We're too old for this.
A few drunks could figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll handle it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to try to come at you live.
We're going to try. Listen, we had a hard enough time. It took 3 or 4 of us to figure out how to reprogram the remote at the cottage to turn the volume up on the TV. So we're not sure exactly how we're going to do this live thing, but we're going to give it our best shot.
There you go. All right, you've been listening to the Fan Club Blitz with Splatterhead.
And Fitz.
And Tom.
All right.
And you know what? Have a good weekend. Rest of the week. We'll see you in the weekend. Drink your faces off, like we said. The Steelers line once again.
And
the more you drink, the better our show is.
And any Raider fans and any peeps that should happen to like us down in the Gulf Coast area, in the Redneck Riviera,
hold on.
Yeah, hold on. Keep your heads down. And like Mojo Nixon says, you people got about 10 hours to get to the liquor store, so he's suggesting you go now.
There you go.
So, be safe, people, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, be safe. Hunker down.
All right, this is Tom. I guess we're going to be wrapping up our show here. If you have any questions for me, or you want to call in and talk about anything you want on the Raider Fan Club Blitz, our number is 732-798-0257. Feel free. Ask me about Mr. Skittles. I love Mr. Skittles. We're also going to give a shout out to the Irish Cottage, our home base. They are located at 602 Route 23 North in Franklin, New Jersey. And their number is 973-827-2090. And give us a call. Let us know what you think. Questions, comments, anything you want to say. Feel free. Talk to you next week. Bye.